Hey everybody, it's the Snowman. This week, Aldo Nova. We're going to go through his catalog. So if you're ready, let's do it. Hey everybody, it's the Snowman with TooLoudTooOldMusic.com. Welcome back to the collection. This week, we're going to take it back to the early 80s and we're going to talk about an artist that I discovered on my own. You know, when you're really young, if you have siblings, they kind of influence your musical taste. But in the early 80s, being in middle school and heading towards high school, I was developing my own taste, finding my own artist and stuff. And thanks to MTV, which came out in what, 81 or so, I was really starting to catch on to what I liked and not what my siblings liked. And the artist that was one of the first that I really got into was Aldo Nova. So we're going to go through his catalog and everything that I have in my collection. And I don't have all of his stuff. I hate to say, there are a couple things I'm missing and I would like to get eventually. But for now, we're just going to walk through what we do have. And the first thing I have is I have a single for the song Fantasy. So as you know, that was his really big hit on MTV and everything. It made top 40. I think it went to number 23. And it helped his debut album sell over 2 million copies. So it was a really big hit for him. Probably the biggest hit he had. After that, it was kind of downhill. I wouldn't say downhill musically for me, but career-wise, he never had a hit, I don't think, as big as that song. But the first album is self-titled, Aldo Nova. And this is the CD. This is a reissue. It's called the Metal Master series. It's got an extra track, uh, Fooling Yourself. It's an alternate take on that single because that there were two singles. There were Fantasy and Fooling Yourself, and I get this one gives you a different take on that one. And I do have the vinyl, so it gives me the vinyl and the CD. Um, I don't have the cassette for that one. There's all the lyrics and everything. And on the flip side is a cool picture of Aldo. Um, Aldo on Portrait Records. So Aldo doesn't get credit. I mean, this was 82, I think, when this came out, January of 82. And he doesn't get credit for, he was kind of the beginning of the hair metal, the glam metal, and stuff like that, because he was using the heavy guitars and the keyboards, the big choruses and stuff. He was kind of the forefront of all that. I mean, I'm not saying he started it, but he was one of the early adopters and kind of, for me, is what I started to love and then worked forward from that. So his first album, though, it was huge. It was all over MTV, all over the radio with Fantasy. And it was just, for me, it kind of sucked me in, but it didn't clinch it for me. It was the second album that he had that did it for me. And that is Subject Aldo Nova. Um, This is his second. This particular release, as you can see, is the Rock Candy release. Um, no extra tracks, just a remaster, a nice booklet inside of some essays and stuff. But this album to me is my favorite. So if I was ranking it, this one beats out the debut. Here is the vinyl for that one. This particular vinyl is, I mean, it's practically mint. um, I say practically because it's not sealed, but it is in incredible shape. Here is this strange picture on the one side, the lyrics on the other, and again, it is on portrait. Um, but this album for me, beginning to end, is phenomenal. It felt like a concept album, and I think it was a loosely based concept album. It had a lot of talks on drugs and things and the impact. There were ballads, there were rockers, there were African beats. I mean, it was kind of all over the board. The synths were great, the guitar work was great, but what it was really awesome about it, there was this sonic tone to it that every song just seemed to blend and bleed into the other song, other one, and they just fit perfectly. So for me, the sequencing, the production, the sonics of it, the sound, everything is just for me just perfect. And if I was gonna say what's the best one to get, that's this one. It just he can't beat it. But this one didn't do as well. He had a couple singles off this one, and I want to say, what was it? Monkey on Your Back. Probably. I remember seeing that one on MTV. I don't remember what the other ones. There was a song on here called Hey Operator that was written by Carl Dixon. So it is a Coney Hatch song that he covers. And they do it on their own album. And between the two, no offense to Coney Hatch, I love them, but I like Aldo's version better because I think that's the one I heard first. So probably why I like it better. This one didn't do near as well. Sold 500,000. Uh, so it did go gold where the other one went platinum. And it was released sometime, I want to say, before I lose my track of this. It was, oh crap, 82, something around there. 83. It was 83. I'm sorry. I lost that page. So it was great. I loved that one. So he was kind of on a roll for me. And then he hit his third album. And Aldo has a lot of problems with this third album. He mainly with his record label Portrait. They wanted it to be more commercial. He's very experimental, and especially if you hear Subject, you're going to understand. And if you hear his later stuff, you know what I'm talking about. He wants to do his own thing. He doesn't like to be told what he has to put out. And I think he was on this next album and caused a lot of issues. He wanted out of that contract after this album was done. They wouldn't release him and we wouldn't hear from him again for quite a while. But that album is called Twitch. And if you look at this thing, I mean, very Miami Vice. This is 1985. So, of course, Miami Vice was huge. But I mean, that you can't get any more Vice than that. The outfit, the font up here, um, everything. And it is a pop, definitely a pop album. Here is the vinyl on that one. As you can see, it is just, yeah. Uh, and I'm sure he was ready to jump off the cliff into the water after dealing with his label. Uh, and then I have the insert of that as well. A nice picture on the front and credits and stuff on the back. This one had some good songs, very pop, like I said. Tonight Lift Me Up, the opening track, Rumors of You, Heartless, Long Hot Summer, a lot of really, really good songs. I think this is a good album. Um, if I was ranking them, it's probably my fourth or fifth favorite. Um, I liked, of course, the debut and then Subject, as I've said. This one had a lot of people on it. Anton Fig on drums, Billy Carmassi on drums, Alan Schwartzberg on drums. So a lot of different drummers. Michael Bolton was on the backing vocals, and Fiona. Everything You Do, You're Sexing Me, that song that she did with Winger, I think. Um, she's on here as well for Rumors of You, Surrender Your Heart, and Lay Your Love on Me. So lots of great guests on this one. So it's a good album, solid album. Check it out if you do, if you want to. So some good stuff. So then he disappeared for a while. And so it took him, oh God, was it 5, 6 years? I think 6 years, because 85 was that one. And his next album didn't come out until 91. He had run into his old friend, John Bon Jovi, and he helped John on John's solo album, The Blaze of Glory. And I think he came up with the riff on the Blaze of Glory song, if I'm not mistaken. I know he did on one of the songs on the album. And then Return the Favor, John came and worked with him. And between the two of them, they wrote most of the songs together on the album. Jim Valance helped. So did Rick Hughes from the band Sword. So a bunch of people helped him on that. Lots of guests on the album. Randy Jackson, Kenny Aronoff. So really good album. And that album, we're going to start with a cassette, is Blood on the Bricks. Um, this is a great pure 90s album. I mean, this is the 80s hard rock style that was going on. You know, it does sound a little like Bon Jovi. And, you know, when you have John Bon Jovi helping writing the songs and helping with the production and stuff. Um, this is the CD. Um, I also have this flat, so it's 12-inch flat of the album, and it's signed by Aldo and all the band. And over here is Phil X's autograph, and then all the autograph from the other band members over here. So I got that. I got to meet the band on that tour for 91. I was working with Sam Goody Record Store at the time. My boss there got free tickets to the show. She took me. Um, we got to go out front, meet the band. They signed stuff, as you could see. So really cool experience. Just further tighten my love of Aldo Nova. Um, so yeah, and I was finally able to get a copy of Blood on the Bricks on vinyl. So I was real excited about that. This is just a really solid album. Um, the title track, Blood on the Bricks, is great. Medicine Man, Bang Bang, Modern Love, Hey Ronnie, Touch of Madness, Bright Light. I mean, just there's not a bad song on this one. I would probably rank this as my third favorite. It would be this one, the debut, and then Subject. But it's fantastic. So if you see this one, give it a chance. If you like Bon Jovi, you'll like that album. Like I said, it sounds just like them. And also from that album, I was able to track down a 12-inch single of Blood on the Bricks, the song. So, and then it's got the flip side. I'll have to sew it this way. Um, but it is a beautiful red vinyl, transparent. It's got Blood on the Bricks, Young Love, and Modern World on that. And of course, I think when I saw this, I thought it was the album, and I immediately grabbed it, and then found out it was not. But I still bought it because it's Aldo Nova. And then it was probably like 2, 3 years later, I finally got the vinyl of that one. And so after that album, we had another little break. And then sometime around 97, so this was like another 6 years, because he was really, I think, burnt with the record industry as a whole. Because the album did okay, Blood on the Bricks, but it didn't skyrocket up the charts or anything. And then back in 97, he then did a not a very experimental album called Nova's Dream. I used to have the original on CD. And long story short, my collection went away and I re-bought a lot of the stuff. Said, but I'm still missing that. And then recently he has reissued it, which this is the reissue that I have. The other one's this beautiful orange kind of cover with it, and I really like that cover. This one's different in that it takes the original album had, oh shoot, 18 listed tracks. Some of those were really short. They were little, I don't know, voice bits or instrumental little bits. And it was kind of very thematic. I don't know. It's kind of felt like I don't know, it felt like a concept album as well as it ran through the stuff. It was very weird. So on the reissue, they took all those little breaks out and then just left the pure songs. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I like it better that way or if I prefer all the stuff. And I think I prefer all the stuff. This wasn't one of my favorites. It might end up close to the bottom or at the bottom. But there are some really good songs. There's one on here in particular called Are You Inexperienced? And it's a Jimi Hendrix tribute, basically. The guitar sounds like Hendrix and everything, because I mean, Aldo can play. Um, and he made it sound like Hendrix. And so it was really great stuff for that respects. So yeah, if you see it, grab it. You might like it a little more than I do. Hard to say. But it is very different album. Then after that, I forget when this was, somewhere around 2018. Um, he released something called Aldo Nova 2.0, and that was kind of a 35th anniversary of the debut, and he reworked a lot of the songs. I'm missing that particular one. And then a few years after that, though, he did release another version of it, is Aldo 2.0. Um, and this one has more songs. The first one, the first 2.01 had mostly songs from that debut album that were reworked. This one has more from the various albums and stuff. So if you get this one, it is not the same as the other Aldo Nova 2.0. So grab them both so you can have all the different versions. But one of the weird thing, there's 3 discs on this. Um, so great artwork, great pictures of Aldo. I really like the packaging on this, but the 3 discs are very, very different. The first one is all the songs. The second one, it's songs 1 through 8, and all tracks. There's no lead vocal, so they stripped out the lead vocal so you could sing to it, karaoke style. And then disc 3, all the tracks have no lead guitar. So if you want to pull out your guitar and play along with it, you can play along with it. Uh, so yeah, very, very different, interesting concept. There is a new song on here. Well, it's a new song in the fact that it was on the Aldo Nova 2.0 first one and is on this one as well. It's called I'm a Survivor. To me, that one sounds like it could have come off Twitch, which it's a good song. I really like that song. But as far as doing different versions of your own songs, I'm not a big fan. It's kind of like my thing with mixing. You do a remix of an album. I don't really want to hear the remix. I want to hear the originals. So this one doesn't get a lot of airplay because of that, but I needed it in my collection. So that's that one. The next one is a really incredible EP style disc, but it's not an EP, and I'll get into that. Aldo's been working on this rock opera for God knows how long. We thought it was going to be out 2020 or so, and nothing. It hasn't come out. I think he's been working on it since 2008. And it is a rock opera called The Life and Times of Eddie Gage. And this is a little preview. It says it's a 10-song EP, and I'm like, 10 songs is not an EP, but that's okay. So this is the back of it. It's a trifold as well as like that last one. Great shots of him in makeup and everything as Eddie Gage character. Um, there's a second disc on here that has one song. Trust me, there's room on that first disc to put that one song. So why doing it? I don't can't fathom why they did that. The only thing is, I think it's if he sold one of these, it counted as two because there's 2 CDs in it. So maybe trying to increase the sales or something. I don't know. But what I can tell you is I can't wait to hear the whole 20 song, 2.5 hour rock opera if he ever releases, because this is fantastic. I have really like this album. It's basically about Eddie Gage who sells his soul to the devil to become a rock star. I think that's the basic premise. And it's about everything going through all that and how he hits the top, he hits rock bottom. I mean, it's the storyline sounds like it'd be great and interesting. The songs on here are amazing. Some of his best work. I really would love to hear this in its entirety. Uh, I mean, I would rank this up pretty high. I mean, it might come as my number 4. It's just really, really good. And I hope Aldo's watching. We want to hear the full album from that rock opera someday. That would be nice. And then he has put out a couple of EPs. This one is called Sonic Hallucinations. It is a 3-song EP CD. It's really thinkful. I think you can only get it on his website. This one is instrumental. So all the songs are very instrumental, um, extraterrestrial kind of spacey kind of stuff. Uh, but it's pretty good. He's an extremely talented person. Keyboards, guitar, anything he can do, and he does it well. So this is a really cool little piece. Fantastic little cover as well. Uh, and then the last thing that I have from him that's recent is this other EP. It's called Short Stories. Guitar and Tuba is the picture name of that picture. Uh, and this is the back. He does the picture disc on there as well. This one, if you think the instrumental one is good, this one is even better. The Border is the opening track, phenomenal. Kind of got a Latin flavor to it. Carlos Santana sounding guitars. Really great. What Happened to Our Dreams, Let Our Worlds Collide. I mean, this thing, they're all solid tracks on here. So granted, it stinks there's only three. I would love to get a full album from him again. Just, I'm just a big fan of all his work. And if Aldo, you ever catch this video, I'd love to have you on the show and we can walk through and talk through this collection would be great. So that's it. But yeah, so a lot of stuff to go through. I hope he comes out with more. I hate that he was away for so long and didn't do a music and stuff and got burnt with the whole industry and stuff. But I'm glad he's putting stuff out recently. And it's nice to see we've gotten 4 or 5 things over the last 5 years. So hopefully he keeps putting out more stuff. I know he's touring, so I hope he comes down to Charlotte one day and I can catch him again and see him live one more time. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on the collection.